Hello, this is Boulevard Broken, and I'm going to be teaching you how to do Starstruck. I love this module. Um, but the information you're going to need, if you're an expert or if you're EFMing, is the serial number. That's it. And what is it? So essentially, you're going to get 3 times to look at stars. You're going to describe the stars or just find them if you're EFMing. And then using those stars and their colors, you're going to find one valid star in the galaxy that star is in. The galaxies are at the bottom of the manual. So let's start. We have our serial number, and what we use it for is we take this list, which luckily is actually just, you can just highlight it and copy and paste it into your notepad. It's great. And with this list, we're going to be finding numbers and then changing the list. So step 1 is if you start at the first serial number character. If it's in the list, which echo is, then our first seconds time to check is 14 seconds. Then we're going to shift the whole thing, the top row right by the seconds count. Sorry, we're going to shift the top row right by the number of letters and the bottom row left by the number of numbers in the serial number. Wow, I am not doing well with words today, so I'll just let my notepad talk for me. So I'm shifting the top row of the characters right by 4 because I have 4 serial number letters. So I'm going to take these 4 and shift them all the way over to the right, tab, and there we go. Now I have it shifted, and then bottom row I want to shift it left by 2. I can just take these, put them over here. There we go. Okay, now we go to our W, or whiskey, and we see that whiskey isn't in this list. So we're not going to get a seconds time, but we're still going to shift it. So again, right by 4, left by 2. Once you do it once, you'll have that tab there, so it's really easy, really fast. Next, an 8. We have 8 here in our top row, so that's 17 seconds. And then, you know the drill, right by 4, left by 2. And then uniform, do we have a uniform here? We do, actually. So our final seconds digit, our final seconds number is going to be 10. Once you get 3 numbers here, you'll stop. And these are the 3 times you'll check what stars are there. So how do you check what stars are there? You get the number of seconds modulo 20. So for example, 14, we can check it when the last seconds digits are 14, 34, or 54. 17 is 17, 37, 57, etc. You don't have to check these in order as long as you get all 3 within 3 checks. So we're going to try to do that. Let's open this. I just missed 34, but I can hit 30, which will show me the one that shows up at 10. That's green. Now, we have to describe the star to our expert, or we have to at least find it if we're EFMing. So let's go ahead and find it. I like to change my highlighter color to green, or like whatever color it is. If it's not a color that's a highlighter color, you can make concessions like pink and brown and lime. Just write it down or something, but we're gonna go ahead and find the star. Now, if you're EFMing, it's pretty easy, you just find it, but if you're a diffuser and you want help describing the stars, I would suggest describing the inside. So the inside is just the 5 lines, or 5 straight lines as the points. There's an arrowhead at the ends, so describe the ends. And then if that still doesn't get you anywhere, it should get you somewhere with this one just because it's pretty obvious. Just straight lines into arrowheads, and let's find that. I might cut this out of the video if it takes 20 years. There it is. Okay, so I have that one, and if you can't see it that close, if you click on them, you can see them up close here. But now we know it's here, and once we've found the correct galaxy, we actually know that all of the stars are going to be in this galaxy. So we don't have to look through all of them anymore. But if you're still having trouble with that, try to describe the negative space between the between the spokes of the star, describe the very middle. Like, for example, this one over here is like an actual star in the middle. And then you can say, are the tops connected? Like this one, the tops are much more connected than the one I have here. Those are some things you can have your own ways of describing it. Those are just some tips. Anyways, okay, I've spent long enough on that. Let's find our next one. Let's go for 17. So you press it again to close it. 17. Okay. We have a lime. Also, be careful with colors, because as you can see, green is pretty close to lime. I've also noticed yellow is pretty close to orange. That's why I have colorblind helper enabled. If you are having trouble with that, it does have colorblind support. So lime. And also, yeah, these are where concessions need to be made about where they are. So it's lime. And what does it look like? That's kind of like a... It's this one. Okay. And I'm just going to call that green Bravo 2 because it's in the Bravo column and it's the second star that's there. And I'm going to call this lime A, B, C, D, E. I know my alphabet. Alpha 2. Echo 2. Wow, I'm just all over the place today. Okay, and then finally, 14. We have another one you need a concession for, but we have a brown. Let's find this. It looks like ice cream cones. Yeah. What's going to be my brown? My brown is going to be yellow. Okay. And that's at Echo 3. Okay. So now what will happen the next time I close this window to the stars, it's going to let me change these sliders and choose a star. Now, what star am I choosing? Well, given the star shapes and the colors, we're going to now go up to this up here. And this will essentially tell you a rule for the star and whether it's true or not. So if it's, for example, Rook's move, let's get a better highlighter cover. Rook's move, if it was red, that means that the star we're looking for is not within a Rook's move of the star. And if it was cyan, it means it is within a Rook's move of the star. Make sure you read the top negate rule, because every time I do this, I see the yes and the no, and I'm like, oh, it is within a Rook's move of the star, because yes and that, but no, this is saying to negate the rule. So be wary of that. So first we have our green, which means it is not within a bishop's move of this star. So let's go to our Bravo 2. And I like to use black to cross out the ones it can't be. It also can't be one of the stars that showed up. So let's cross out those. It also crosses over gaps. So let's just say the green one was this one. 1, 2. This one wouldn't be, this one wouldn't be able to be it. But yeah. Okay, so those are the ones not within a bishop's move. Next, lime means that it is not within a queen's move of Echo 2. So queen's move would be, here's bishop diagonals, here's other bishop diagonal, here's rook diagonals, or not diagonals, straights, whatever they're called. Oops. Okay, so now we're only left with a few stars. And then finally, brown means that it is within a queen's move of that star. So this one, this isn't within a queen's move, nor is this. This isn't in, this isn't in, this is in. Which means it leaves us with one star left. Kind of like chess. Actually, almost exactly like chess. Except this chessboard's kind of silly, kind of goofy. But... so now we have our galaxy and we have exactly what star it is. So how do we submit? We find the position and then our top slider. We're going to be setting the sliders to tell the module the position. So our top slider is going to be the 4x4 section the star is currently in. So kind of just the biggest. So this is 16 wide. This is a 16 by 16 square that just kind of cut up. So this is in the top right, and all of the sliders go in reading order. So this over here, this section over here would be section 1. This would be section 2, the one that our actual star is in. Section 3 and section 4 as the bottom left and bottom right. So we know our first slider will be in the second position. There are only 4 positions, 1, 2, 3, and 4. This middle position doesn't actually do anything. It just starts there, so you can't just guess and press submit, I guess. But, so there's 4 total slider positions for each. So this is our first position. Next, middle slider. The 2x2 section, the current star is within its 4x4 section. With the leftmost position is the top left, so again in reading order. So now that we've gotten our position in the larger board, now we take our 4x4 and we see we split it up into 2x2s. So this is in the last 2x2 in reading order. So this one's going to be 1, 2. It's going to be over here in the 4th position. And then finally, we're going to want to do the reading order position in the 1x1 squares. So in these 4 squares, pretend there's a square. Oh, I can highlight that. That's awesome. But within these 4, this is the one we want. So that one's also the 4th one. So now I can go over there and submit it. And that's a solved module. I can help. And luckily, all the other times for these other Starstrucks would be the same, because it's just based off the serial number. Yeah, it's a cool module. You should learn it. And if you like describing snowflakes, you should do it with your least favorite diffuser. Anyways, thanks for watching.